Welcome in. Thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. I'm Bob Stevens. Last year, the state Supreme Court ruled that a very restrictive ban on abortions in the state was unconstitutional in a 3-2 vote. Now, after the legislature tweaked the law and a retiring woman justice was replaced by a fifth man on the all-male circuit, the new law was deemed good to go by a 4-1 vote. So now abortions are illegal in South Carolina after a fetal heartbeat is detected, usually about 6 weeks into a pregnancy, with exceptions for rape and incest of up to 12 weeks in cases of fetal anomaly or to protect the life of the mother. The new law does encourage access to contraceptives. Planned Parenthood says it will keep its clinics open to provide abortions where they are allowed under the new restrictions. Earlier this month, Alec Murdaugh accomplice Corey Fleming was in a suit and tie for his sentencing in federal court in Charleston. In Williamsburg County this week, he was in a prison jumpsuit with a shaved head when he pleaded guilty to 23 state counts in helping Murdaugh funnel money intended for his clients into Murdaugh's own pockets. Fleming's attire and the different venue were one thing. Prosecutor Creighton Waters and Judge Clifford Newman were the constants, those of course the same two, involved in convicting Murdaugh of killing his wife and son earlier this year. Sentencing on the Fleming guilty pleas will take place September 14th. One of the most popular areas on Hilton Head Island for short-term vacation rentals is Palmetto Dunes, especially for those seeking high occupancy rentals. But now PD is considering regulations to stop those rentals that can house large groups, one of them reportedly sleeping 30 guests. Recommendations for new rules include allowing only advertising fewer than 20 guests, parking restrictions, and helping the town of Hilton Head track the permitting of the rentals. You got kids off to school now? Maybe it's time to clean up from the summer. Beaufort County is offering you the chance to recycle your old electronics on Saturday between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Public Works Yards on Bentonfield Road in Bluffton or on Shanklin Road in Beaufort. Items that are computer or TV related will be accepted. Microwaves, stereo equipment, and old VCRs will not. You do not even have to get out of your car. Staffers will unload those recyclables. The hot August weather lately may not have you thinking of Christmas movies, or, well, maybe it does. But Beaufort's getting ready to host Christmas movie makers for what's being called a Hallmark-style Christmas movie called Christmas at Xander Point. Beaufort City Council has approved a request to shoot a scene at Chambers Waterfront Park December 10th, closing the park and the day dock during filming. It'll be the third film shot in and around Beaufort in the last year. And how's this for an end of the first week of school present? For the second straight year, Sunday will be National Cinema Day, with nearly all Lowcountry theaters offering tickets for any movie they're playing for just $4. Now that's 3,000 theaters and 30,000 screens nationwide. They'll also have previews of the big fall movies, Bluffton's Cinemark, Hilton Head's Park Plaza, and Northridge theaters, and even the IMAX and Pooler are all reportedly participating. For more details on these stories and other Lowcountry news, we invite you to visit the sources listed on your screen. Let's take a look at sports as we get ready to head into week 1 of the high school football season. Justin Jarrett's got more.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. And it's time for a Thursday tradition of naming the Lowco High School Football Player of the Week. We have a panel of local sports journalists who vote each week, while the 5th vote goes to the fans. And your vote counts a little more than ours because if there's a tie, we go to the fan vote to break it. That was not necessary this week. Although the Hampton County crew made a strong push for Zion Dobson, it was Hilton Head quarterback Jackson Bibee's campaign who got out the vote in force to claim 75% of the electorate, with more than 1,100 ballots cast in his favor. Alas, despite opening his senior season with 193 passing yards and 4 total TDs and a 39-6 win over Battery Creek, our panel of pros passed over B.J. Payne's QB1. We had 1 vote for John Paul II's Christian Tilton, who rushed for 247 yards with 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion in a historic 28-21 win over rival Thomas Hayward in the WHHI Game of the Week. But 1 vote wasn't enough because the other 3 went to Beaufort Academy's Devontae Green, who locked down legend status on Ladies Island by going off for 152 yards on 13 carries with 5 tackles, a forced fumble, and this on defense. Green also broke a pair of long touchdown runs with the aid of some incredible downfield blocking including this thing of beauty that pushed BA past Pinewood Prep 27-23. The Eagles try to get to 3-0 when they host Hilton Head Prep on Friday in the WHHI Game of the Week. We'll break down these highlights in the Lowco film room and preview every game on the Week 1 slate in Lowco Game Day, streaming live sometime in the lunch hour Friday and available on demand to get you up to speed before kickoff. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. The weather a little bit cooler on Thursday. What are we looking at through the weekend, Maria Soden?
Thanks, Bob. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it is going to be a hot and dry one getting through the rest of this week and going into next week, including another heat advisory this weekend and a rip current warning at the end of this weekend and going into next week. So jumping right in, Friday, it's going to be sunny with Hilton Head having a high 92, a low of 76. Bluffton's going to high 94, a low of 74, and Beaufort's going to high 94, a low of 76. The sunrise for Friday is going to be at 6:53 and sunset's going to be at 7:56. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 11:24 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 4:41 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, again, we're going to be under heat advisory. We're going to have a real feel of at least 105, so if you're going to be outside, do be careful. Saturday's going to be sunny and hot with the highs in the 90s and lows in the 70s. Then on Sunday and Monday, we're going to have a rip current warning, so if you're going to be in the water, do be careful as well. Sunday, it's going to be cloudy with highs in the 90s, lows in the 80s. And then come Monday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with highs in the 90s still and lows in the 70s and 80s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Coming up next, we'll talk with Beaufort County School Superintendent Frank Rodriguez as he nears the end of week 1 of a new school year. Curious to see his reflections. We'll talk about it in a moment.